Hey guys, Paul from Ashen Phoenix. It is New Comic Book Day for the week of June 17th. We're going to get started right now. Look, we're back! We're back in the comic book store. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. So, our sponsor obviously is the comic book store. 30 North Main Street, Glassboro, New Jersey, 08028. Come out, buy some comics because they're open. You need to wear a mask though, because they still do that. It's after hours. I don't have to wear it right now. But yeah.
Paul, put on your mask.
No.
Okay.
They're closed.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Tim. Hi. From Team Ashen, Tapes and Scowls, comic book store. I do things. Time to talk about some trades. We've got The Flash, Volume 12. It's nice to see things get up to Volume 12, Paul, isn't it? Yeah. Volume 12. When's the last time that happened? Never. Never in the history of comics ever. I'm being sarcastic, but it's almost true. Gideon Falls, Volume 4. Eisner Award winner for Best New Series. A lot of people digging that. It's Lemire. Dawn of X, Volume 5. You know how I feel about these. I hate them. But if you want to read the story, that's totally fine. Justice League, Justice Doom War. This is Volume 5 of Justice League, where they're flying around in Darth Vader's head, apparently. It looks like Darth Vader's head. Deadly Class, Volume 9. Still going strong. Wes Craig, Rick Remender. Daredevil, Volume 3, Zdarsky's run, which is amazing. Please check out Zdarsky's Daredevil. We have Catwoman, Volume 3. I love Joelle Jones and her work on this book. It's so purty. It's such a purty cover. Everything purty. Oh, good, a book you can kill somebody with. It's so heavy. The Neil Gaiman Library, Volume 1. 4 complete books in one volume. I'll read to you what they are. A Study in Emerald, Murder Mysteries, How to Talk to Girls at Parties, and Forbidden Brides. A lot of P. Craig Russell in here, if you're a fan of him. Disney's The Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid. Bandette. This looks cool. I kind of want to check that out. You Brought Me the Ocean. I don't know anything about this, but it's one of those young adult DC novels. As is Primer. Although this one's geared a little more towards kids, according to the back. Looks pretty cool, though. We have Tiananmen, 1989. This looks like a thinky one. I don't know, man. You want to think, Paul?
No.
No, Paul doesn't want to think. And finally, also a book you'd have to try harder, but you could kill a man with. Art Young's original art edition of Inferno. I assume Dante's Inferno. I was thumbing through this. It's pretty amazing. Maybe it's not Dante's Inferno. I thought it was Dante's Inferno. No, it looks like Dante's Inferno. I'm just going to say Dante's Inferno a couple more times. Dante's Inferno. This is a really cool book, art-wise and content-wise. It looks fun. I don't know. I'll buy it, then I'll tell you. I'm not going to do that.
So it was a short week, and you know, when short weeks happen, Tim makes me read stuff that I don't normally read. But I'm really glad he did this time.
Yay!
Because why has no one ever told me about Invader Zim?
I didn't know you didn't know. It's great.
Like, no one has ever... I had no idea who Invader Zim was, anything about him. And he gave me a crash course, and then I was just like, this sounds like something I'd want to buy. I'd want to read or watch. And that's what this is. So Invader Zim does quarterly comics right now. And this is Gur's day off. Or Gur's big day.
Close enough.
So basically what Gur is Gur, for those who don't know it, because apparently there are, because I didn't know it, so I'm going to explain it like you didn't know it. Gur is a mechanical dog that is used by the race that Invader Zim is to help terraform... Gherkin?
Irkin.
Mm-hmm. So not a pickle. Irkin.
It's debatable.
Yeah, so they're supposed to be evil. This one's not. Kind of malfunctioning. And Zim sends him on a mission to find a pokey thing. Because Zim needs to stab something. And hijinks ensues. It's such a weird and funny comic. I was laughing, and you know how much that irritates Tim.
I was mad.
Because Tim doesn't like laughter. It hurts his soul. But this made me laugh so much. I loved every minute of it. You should definitely pick it up. Especially if you're looking for a funny, rather long one-off story. This one's definitely good. Check it out.
All right, first up we have Nightwing Annual number 3. Because why not? Why not? This story focuses on Nightwing kind of getting outclassed in a fight, which he really shouldn't have. Some henchmen hired by Blockbuster that look like Warhammer miniatures come, the Bloodhaven Knights, I think it was. They come in, and it's not Bloodhaven, it's like Bloodhaven or something. There's an umlaut. Anyways, basically what you gotta know is Nightwing gets outclassed, gets beat up. He's gonna croak when he gets saved by the guy in red, Condor Red, and he is brought to a facility, and he is debating whether he wants them to rest there and to have them help him and, wait to go back and save Bloodhaven, or if he wants to don one of their costumes and try to fight these guys in a different fighting style. It's a pretty fun story. It's one and done, essentially, but it leaves room for more stories going forward. I'm sure it'll play into future issues of Nightwing. It's by Dan Jurgens. He's always been a solid writer. The art was pretty solid as well. I liked a lot of the placement. I mean, hey, it was something different to read, and I enjoyed it, so that's good. So check it out.
Next up, we have Wonder Woman Dead Earth issue number 3. This fills in all the blanks. I mean, if you're reading this, and it's been a while since issue number 2, Diana woke up on a post-apocalyptic world where humanity was hanging on by a thread, fighting these giant monsters, and in the last issue you find out that those giant monsters are mutated Themyscirians, or Amazonians, that we accidentally nuked. Well, we didn't accidentally nuke, we tried to nuke them. And because they had a magical shield, not all of them went where they needed to be, and instead of nuking them, we just irradiated them, and they became monsters. And those monsters tried to kill everybody. And then we find out that that's not quite how the world ended. How did the world end? You're going to find out in this issue. And I don't want to spoil anything, but it does have something to do with Superman, but not in the way you think it's going to be. This is a really interesting book. I want to see how this ends. It has been a really interesting thing. I love Black Label stuff because you get to see things that your heroes might not necessarily do, but they're still well within the mythos of what that character is. So it's basically like what happens if they had a bad day, and then that spiraled into something else. This is an amazing book. You should be checking it out.
Next up, we have A Man Among Ye. This is a pirate book. Who doesn't like pirate books? We don't get enough pirate books. I wish there'd be more. This follows the adventures of Captain Jack Crackham, I forgot already, and Annie Bonny, and it is about them taking on British ships, and they have a pretty good dynamic. It's got some gore and violence right off the bat, and then it's kind of more fun, and it goes all over the place emotionally. I actually really enjoyed it, though. When there is a stowaway aboard the ship, and it essentially leads to questions of loyalty and where the crew lies, where Annie Bonny lies, and there is a plot for everyone's demise, and we'll see who comes out on top in this story. But I definitely enjoyed it. There's not enough pirate stories told anymore, and this is based on some legends and some existing characters. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I'm interested to see more. So good work, everybody, on this book. Stephanie Phillips, Craig Kermack, Brittany Pizzillo, and Troy Peteri. I probably butchered all your names, but that's kind of what I do. You did a good job. I enjoyed it. Give me more.
What is my pick of the week? I mean, it wasn't going to be, but this is actually intriguing. It is Death Metal, or Dark Knight Death Metal. So this is a sequel to last year's, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think it was a year and a half now.
Yeah, year and a half ago's Metal. This is Death Metal because it's harder than metal. This is actually our world. This is taking place after the events of Doomsday and after the events of Year of the Villain and all that kind of stuff, where we have fought a war against the DC Dark Universe or DC Dark Multiverse and lost. We have lost everything, and this is centered around Wonder Woman trying to bring the last remnants of everything to bring our multiverse back. It's an interesting book. Some of the things are kind of dumb, but within the context of this book, within the context of everything that's been happening, they all make sense. If you take everything on their face value, they don't. But if you've seen what DC has been building over the last year and a half, this actually makes sense. This book makes sense, and it was actually kind of interesting, and it's an interesting idea. It's interesting to see what Batman would do when pushed to his absolute limits, and I didn't see it coming. And what Diana would do, and what Superman is doing, and the linchpin of how they're going to bring back our world is really interesting. So I want to see how this goes. So hopefully this doesn't have like 80 tie-ins, and we'll see how this ends. But at least for the first issue, you got me, and I want to read more. Check it out.
It's time for my pick of the week. Paul, what's my pick of the week?
I have no idea.
That's right, you don't. It's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue 5. I know. This is the 1 per store variant, I believe. I just like the cover. It's pretty sick. You may remember I reviewed issue 1 of this, and I thought it was pretty cool with Tommy being in trouble like he always is, and Shredder kind of becomes the Green Ranger. Well, I read none of the other issues. But now I read the last issue. And it's my pick of the week, so that means there's something worth reading here. There are so many twists and turns and events, and just when you're taking 2 different worlds like this and merging them, you can do it poorly, and they do it great here. They mix the correct things together. You get a little Turtle and a little Power Rangers, because I've never been a Power Ranger guy, like I said in the other review. But I can appreciate what was done here, and I had a great time. So if you're a fan of Turtles, I think you'll really dig this. If you want to see things that are a little different, like giant Bebop and Rocksteady, come and watch them fight. Turtles piloting a Megazord, Rangers doing some other cool things I don't want to spoil, but this book was a blast. And I may just check this out in trade when it comes out and just reread the first and last issue and catch up on everything in between, but I had a great time, and I think you should check it out. So if you missed this one, like I did, the middle anyways, check it out, because it was worth it. It was good. Well, that's it. You made it to the end of our video. Paul and I would like to thank everybody for sticking around, for not forgetting about us. It would make us cry. In the middle of the night, Paul would just let out these sobbing tears. They're huge tears. They're just like so wet. And he'd be like, "I'm so upset. I hope they haven't forgotten me." And I'm like, there, little guy. It's gonna be okay.
It was more like insomnia. It wasn't crying. It was more worry than like tears.
They were really big tears. It turned into a waterbed.
I doubt that.
No, I was there. I seen the whole thing.
I doubt that also.
Paul, we sleep in a giant bed.
We do not.
We do.
We really don't.
I was there.
You have some weird dreams.
They're not dreams. They're reality.
If you say so.
It happened. Anyways, thank you for coming back. If you want to help the channel grow, tell a friend. That'd be really fun. Be like, hey, there's these guys. They're not that good, but like, just do it. That would be perfect. Say it like that. And the Team Ashen on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
All the weird TikTok things. Kids, you crazy kids with your ticks and your talks and your ticks. Used to be a kid had a tick. It was a problem, you know? Times how they change. You laughed at that? You paid attention to that? Paul's been ignoring me the whole video.
And if you don't have friends, just tell a stranger.
Go talk to strangers. That's how you get friends, kids.
It actually is.
Yeah, but...
Just make sure they're not in vans and offering you candy.
Candy's delicious, kids. Just saying. And vans, why do vans have such a bad rap? Alright, this is going on way too long. Bye, everybody!